Hello everyone. Welcome back to Ocarina of Time. We are in Kokiri Forest as Adult Link, or in this case, Miku Hatsune. Can I reach you without the... Yeah, easy. 43. But yeah, so this is, you know, just a vanilla playthrough of Ocarina of Time. It's just using the PC port. The Ship of Hawkinian, if you will. Okay, yeah, I can't do anything over there right now. In the original Ocarina of Time, there is a bug where once you have become Adult Link, you can no longer go to the Deku Theater, I think. Like the Deku Theater won't like give you rewards for showing them masks, basically. What are you? So you wear Kokiri-ish clothing? Can't fool me. Promise the Saria I would never let anybody get through here. I tried to play the Song of Healing. That melody? Saria plays that song all the time. Do you know Saria? That song. Saria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember her. I mean, they have no concept of, you know, aging, right? So it makes sense. Like they wouldn't look at me and be like, "You look like that person, but older." Can I even like find it? Oh, yep. Looks like I can still do it right now, even. Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe I can't as adult. Waiting to see your beautiful face. Winning fabulous prizes. I might not be able to do it as child or as adult. But there's a bug in the original where once you become adult, like that's just how they react all the time. Like, it basically what it seems like is that it doesn't, like, when you go back to, like, being a child, it doesn't, like, retroactively set a flag that's like, hey, you're a child now, in regards to that place. From here on, we'll be going through some narrow passages. Take it slow, maybe sneak up on some enemies. See to everything to always look in the proper direction. Set your view so you can see down the next corridor before you turn the corner. Once your view is set, hold down Z to sidestep around the corner. That way you won't be surprised by an enemy waiting in ambush. Literally the only place in the game where you can find moblins. It's kind of odd, but that is in fact the case. This is literally the only part of the game where you can find moblins. I was gonna say, hello, sir. Not only is this the only place where you can find moblins, but there's a special moblin that can only be found here. It's the Great Moblin! He's the dude that the Great Moblin from Oracle series is based off of. That is him, though. That is the Great Moblin. No Saria. I've heard her song, but she's not here. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play the Minuet of Forest. That texture might be broken. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. But that is the Goddess Harp from Skyward Sword. I don't know if the original... Yeah, the original doesn't look like it. But I think the 3DS version... They did make it look like the Skyward Sword harp. Miku, I'll see you again. At the Temple of Ta! Oh! Alright. The Forest Temple. So here's a little fun fact about Z targeting that most people probably know. And that is that when there are multiple enemies in an area and you Z target, it puts the other enemies into a state of... I want to call it like a waiting state. Basically, they don't attack you. This makes it so that only the enemy that you are Z-targeting will actually attempt to attack you. Okay. So if there's, 5 enemies on the screen, when you Z-target, the other enemies will not attack. Only the one that you're Z-targeting will. Now that's only true in Ocarina and Majora's Mask. I think in, like, later Zeldas, they got rid of that aspect. But in Ocarina of Time, like, enemies will just attack you constantly. Unless you Z-target. When you Z-target, then they won't attack you. Except for the one that you're Z-targeting. It's really neat. There goes the pose. I need a key for that. Trying to remember the order that you have to do this dungeon in. Because I always get it wrong. And I always end up having to come back to get a freaking extra key. This is not the way. Like, it is it is progress, but if I go that way, I will have the exact problem I just mentioned. Of needing to, like, turn around and go back for some keys. It might be this way. Yes, this is the room I always miss. So you'll notice that the other Stolfo won't actually attack me at all. Until that guy dies. Got him. Easy mode. I'm gonna go ahead and dump these guys out since I don't need them until I go back to being a kid. And I will take that ferry. Okay, so if you look up there, there's a hole in the ceiling. If you don't do this fight, the Stolfo that are up in that room won't spawn. So if I kept going on the path that I was going, the Stolfo wouldn't have spawned, and I would have had to come down to there and then go back all the way through everything. Now I'm just gonna send the door, I'm gonna send the block back in time. Technically it goes back to the child era. But you can't get here as child, so you'll never see that. Also, I don't know if it actually goes back and to the child era or not. It does in, like, other instances. But I don't know if they even have, like, a separate state for the Forest Temple for, like, Child Link. Nanako. She was walking around at my feet just now. Hello, kitty cat. Hi, kitty. Okay, so I think that lowered the water level, but I think it skipped the cutscene. Now I have to come down here. And there's a freaking Skulltula there that if I had like the long shot I could get to. Unless... Haha! I was able to get to it, so I'll take it. There is a Pierre up there. A scarecrow spot. But you have to be up there to activate it. Huh? Did I like undo the switch or something? I didn't even know you could do that. Yep. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe that's a PC port thing? It's possible. There are plenty of odd little, like, additional features in the PC port. Most of which are there to help accommodate the rendo. Okay, so I think this time we have all the keys. I don't actually know where I am, though. Where does this door take me? Alright, hang on. Oh, never mind. I saw these vines, and I thought they were a Skulltula. But they're not. They're vines. Okay, this is the way I need to go now. There are arrows painted on the floor. That there are. Whoops, wrong button. So here's a fun little thing. And I made mention of it before. But I should be able to show it to you with the save editor. And that is that I have disabled the Goron bracelet. I can't pull the block. Now I can. So that's a weird little quirk of these blocks. That without the Goron bracelet, you can't push those. You know, you can't move these. And as I mentioned before, the first time I played Ocarina of Time, I didn't have the Goron bracelet because I had a weird glitch that sent me like straight to the end of the game. And so like when I came back legitimately to like try to play through like the forest temple, I was so confused because every guide that I could find was just like, hey, pull the block, stupid. And I was like, I don't understand. How do you push or pull block? Which one's this? Quiver? Ah, because I don't have the bow yet. Got it. And like, this was before the internet was like big, you know? Freaking game FAQs was like new. You know, there weren't 1,000 strategy guides for this game out there. Like, I couldn't figure out what I needed to do because I legitimately could not push the block. Luckily, I did have cheats. And so I just did that. But you know, I don't need to do now. But it did make climbing up here easier. This is why I always end up a key short. Corridor is all twisted. As you go through here. Yeah. Oop. Much of a shadow of monsters hangs from the ceiling. You go over here. And if I hadn't picked up that key, I wouldn't be able to go in here. Now, if you're playing this on rando, and so you have all of the keys, and so you don't have to go down into that room ahead of time, this Stalfos here will not spawn until you have killed the two below. I really should have gotten the big Goron sword first. So there is also a bug in this room where and I watched a video on it. These Stalfos, when they die, will cause the game to lag tremendously. It won't because we're on the PC port, and so we have vastly more memory than the N64. But in the original N64 version, every time you kill one of these, it causes the game to lag tremendously. And the reason is because when they fall apart, those pieces are checking every single wall and floor. I died. No, I didn't. That doesn't count as a death. But also the other Stalfo got up. Now you'll notice that even though I was Z-targeting, I was getting attacked by both Stalfos there. Oh my gosh. Freaking, I really should have gotten the big Goron sword. freaking hate these Stalfos so much. Like, straight up Stalfos in this game just suck. There's just nothing to it. Like, there's nothing, like, that's just it. Like, they just suck. Because they sit there and they shield, and the only time that they are vulnerable is the split second before they attack, or like a second after they attack. Or if you can like get behind them, then their shield, you know, can't block it. But that's like virtually impossible. So, whoops. Ah, well, it's fine. I can do this side first. I don't have the compass. I don't remember where the compass is. It might be in one of these chests. Bonk. But like, look at this. They turn invisible. You sit here and you wait. They become visible. You have like 2 seconds to attack them. Like, I disagree a lot with a lot of Aaron Hansen's takes, / Ego Raptor. But I will 100% agree with him on the issues with Ocarina of Time. There is so much goddamn waiting. And it's so true. Like, you wait for the enemy to show its vulnerable spot. And then you get like 2 seconds to attack. And then it's back to waiting. And there's nothing you can do about it. Got him. I think this might be a key. I know I still need one more key. Okay. Do I need 2 more keys? Have I missed a key somewhere? I need to go back. Because I have the bow now. So I need to go back. Also, I think the other chest only has like rupees or something. But this is where the boss key is, so I need to come here. But then I need to go down the hole before I continue down the path of the pose. Whee! Need to go down here. Bonk. Bonk. That's a Deku Nut. For one thing, there's a Skulltula right here. that I can get now. Bonk. Bonk. For another thing, there's a door right here that I need to go in. This one is specifically the floor master. The wall masters are the ones that, like, drop down. You know, the watch for the shadows of creatures thing. And that's the wall master. Cool. I knew I needed another key that I was missing. I just had to stop and remember where to get it. If I hadn't done that, I would have been missing not just a small key, but the boss key. That would not have been fun. And I'm pretty sure this is unimportant. Yep, it's just arrows. You had to use an arrow to get it. But there's a bundle of arrows for you. Hopefully you didn't use, you know... well, I was going to say, hopefully you didn't use your last arrow, but actually that wouldn't matter. Because you just got a bundle of arrows out of that. Can I not actually get to... I cannot. No. I need to rotate the room. I was thinking I needed to turn it back, but I couldn't recall. Whee! Oh, I almost fell off. Which wouldn't have been terrible, but still. Like, I think there's a way to climb back up. Also, freaking the dungeons get so much longer as soon as you hit the adult era. Like, they're like twice as long as the previous dungeons. It's like the first 3 dungeons are these short little, like, yeah, you got it. And then they freaking hit you with the freaking adult era dungeons. And you're just like, what the frick? Bonk. Told you I needed that other key. Now this puzzle is really easy if you have the fire arrows ahead of time. Not that you can get them ahead of time, but... you know, in case... you know... You managed to have all of the items ahead of time, or say you're, you know, playing like rando, like I am, or like, you know, like I could be, I should say, I suppose, because watch out, Miku, the ceiling is falling. No, really? I hadn't noticed. Bong. And that's it. We are technically through the dungeon. Now, this puzzle is normally really difficult. because pushing these blocks is really slow. But I have block pushing sped up incredibly. Bonk. Bonk. Like, who thought this was fun? Bonk. Just, you know, sit there, wait for them to stop being invisible. And the last pose, sister. Bonk. Watch for the one that does the spin. But really though, if she didn't, you know, twirl, like, you would never figure this out. Like, if the real her didn't twirl, you would never figure that out. But she does. And that screws her over. Whee! Time to push a wall very slowly. It would be worse if I didn't have that sped up. Okay, there's a gold Skulltula in one of these rooms, and I just don't know which one. Is it maybe this one? Where the regular Skulltula is? Yes. $49 token. Bundle of arrows. Normally, each time I step a switch, it would play a cutscene. But I guess all of those cutscenes are being skipped. Which is fine, I don't care. I know the way around the dungeon, so... Step in the middle, walk over, and chink. Oh no! I'm trapped! And it's Ganondorf! Evil spirit from beyond, Phantom Ganon. I will say, this fight, made in like a modern way, could be really fun. Well, This is the only part of the fight that you actually need the bow for. How about that? That actually was him. All right. There's no graphic. The projectile has no graphic. Oops. Darn it. You can get off 2 jump strikes, but it's really difficult to. See? Ooh, I got 3 that time, even. Ah! Yeah, it's a little difficult to see where it is. Because there's no freaking projectile graphic on it. I don't know why. I probably have a setting wrong. That if I changed, the projectile would like come back. Huh! I don't think I've ever seen him do that in all my years of fighting him. He dead. Oh, are we just gonna skip Ganondorf's dialogue? Okay. I have a setting that's on probably that would normally have, like, that it wouldn't have normally skipped, you know? Hopefully then it's not gonna skip freaking the other cutscenes. No, okay. Oh, yeah, could I have quick boss death on? So that's, it probably skipped the dialogue because of that. Thank you. Because of you, I could awaken as a sage. I am Saria, the sage of the Forest Temple. I always believed that you would come, because I know you. No, you don't have to explain it to me, because it is destiny that you and I can't live in the same world. I will stay here as the forest sage and help you. Now, please take this medallion. This is one complaint I have with Ocarina of Time. The dialogue is rushed. Like, this could have been such a bigger scene. But it's like, hi, I'm the sage now. Sorry, I will always be your friend. Like, hi, I'm the sage now. We can't ever, like, live together or love each other. Bye! And it's like, okay, that could have, like, you know? It's like, wow, that's like 10 lines of dialogue for a scene that could have been like 50. Hi there, I'm the Decker Tree Sprout. Cause you and Saria broke the curse on the Forest Temple, I grow and flourish. Thanks a lot. Hey, have you seen your old friends? None of them recognized you with your grown-up body, did they? That's because the Kokiri never grow up. Even after 7 years, they're still kids. You must be wondering why only you have grown up. Well, as you might have already guessed, you're not a Kokiri. You are actually a Hylian. I'm happy to finally reveal the secret to you. Sometime before the King of Hyrule unified the country, there was a fierce war in our world. One day, to escape the fires of the war, a Hylian mother and a baby girl entered this forbidden forest. The mother was gravely injured. Her only choice was to entrust the child to the Decretry, guardian spirit of the forest. The Decretry could sense that this was a child of destiny, whose fate would affect the entire world, so he took her in. When the mother passed away, the baby was raised as a Kokiri. Now, finally, the day has come. Little too, the auto text is a little too fast. You are a Hylian, and you are always bound to leave this forest. And now you have learned your own destiny, so you know what you must do. That's right, you must save the land of Hyrule. Now, Miku, break the curse on all the temples, return peace to Hyrule. This game is so much shorter than I remember it being. Like, as I've been playing this game, I'm just like, really? That's it? That's the entire scene for that? Like, there's nothing more? Like, that's all the dialogue? Like, this game is freaking short, dude. Like, holy frick, dude. I actually need to go back. Hi, Mito. Oh, I see. Saria won't ever come back. But I made a promise to Saria. If Miku came back, I'd be sure to tell her that Saria had been waiting for her. Because Saria really liked... Hey, you! If you see her somewhere, please let her know. And also, I'm sorry for being mean to her. Tell her that, too. Aww. I don't think I've ever actually talked to him there. So that was nice. I'm just going to take a quick shortcut. So that I don't have to run all the way to the other side. Just so that I can come up here. Because I need to kill this thing. 50 tokens. Now, does that count? Yes, that was literally the last Skulltula in this area. Cool. I forgot to grab that before we went forward, so... And I suppose I didn't actually check that I got every Skulltula in the temple. So I guess I'll walk in long enough to confirm. And if I didn't, then I'll have to figure out where there's another Skulltula. I can't even think of where another Skulltula would be. I'm pretty sure I got them all. But we'll find out. I guess I could have just floated. Yeah! Cool. Like I said, I was thinking I could. I was thinking I did. Also, I just realized I could have just teleported up here. Instead of having to run all the way and then take the, shortcut. He was like, I'm gonna get you! I was like, bye! That was great. I'll just take the shortcut to get out of here. It's fine. But alright, now we're at 50 Skulltulas, which means, unless we really want to go for 100 Skulltulas, like, I don't technically need to get any more. And I'm already thinking that I'm probably not going to do the big Poe side quest. Because that one's just a pain to do. Suppose I need to go to Death Mountain next. But also, I kind of want to get the Bigoron sword before I go anywhere else. So I think I will wait until night comes. Because I still have the pocket egg. So I need night to come and then day to come. Which I could use Sun Song, but there are a couple of things that I can do in the meantime. Never mind. I thought there was something important there, but there is not. Is this a bomb or is this a Song of Storms? Bomb. Okay. Cool. Oh my gosh, go in the hole, Miku. I don't have iron boots. So I can't do this yet. I either need iron boots or I need the gold scale. Of which I have neither. So... So I guess I'll just go over to Kakariko for now. Also, there's another bug. Whoa. There's another bug in Ocarina of Time where once you go to the adult era, the Stole children that would normally spawn here as child stop spawning. So whatever controls the... cool. Oh wait, there's something I need to do before this. Whatever, controls the Deku Scrub Theater, I would assume also factors into the overworld. Thanks, but no thanks. I need to actually go back in time now. Which, now that I've completed the Forest Temple, Sheik will yeet us. And let me use the Pedestal of Time. You destroyed the wicked creatures that haunted the temple and awakened the sage. There are still other sages who need your help. In order to awaken all the other sages, you must become even more powerful. You must travel over mountains, underwater, and even through time. If you want to return to your original time, Return the Master Leak to the pedestal of time. By doing this, you will travel back in time 7 years. I mean, it's not a sword. It's a leak. So, it's a Master Leak. Time will come when you will have to return here quickly. I will teach this to you for when that time comes. Song to return to the Temple of Time. The Prelude of Light. Yeah, see, it's just generic harp. But in this, in the 3DS experience, well, the texture's broken. And what it could be is that I either need to update Ship of Harkinian or I need to update the mod. Or the Prelude of Light. I haven't updated Ship of Harkinian in like a year. There's probably several updates out for it by now. As long as you hold the Ocarina of Time and the Master Sword, you hold time itself in your hands. Miku, we shall meet again. Also, I like that in Ship of Harkinian, each time you get a medallion, it lights up here around the pedestal. Ha! It switched back to the Master Sword. That's great. It switched back to the Master Sword. I'm sure there's a way that, like, if I knew how to like, mod, I'm sure there would be a way to, like, convert the Master Leak, you know, and make it, you know, in the make it show up in the pedestal. I just don't know how to do that myself. Okay. I need to remember why I came back in time now. Which sucks because I remembered, and that was why I was like, oh yeah, I need to go back in time. And now I don't, now I've gone back in time and I don't remember what I needed back here. I hate my brain sometimes. Again, like, I needed to know, brain. Like, I needed you to remember. You have betrayed me. Nope, I've talked to you already. This guy. Curse has been broken. Thank you. Heart, peace. So, as Child Link, what is it that I can do that I needed to do? I wish I could remember. Bugs? No bugs. Of course, you know, I dumped out that one bug. Now I kind of need bugs again. Seriously though, what is it that I can do now that I couldn't before? Oh yeah. I remember now. I remember now. bugs? Now I'm wishing I hadn't thrown out the bugs, because I didn't plan on coming right back as Child Link. Isn't there like a rock? Yes, right here. Bugs! Okay. So what I need to do is hit up the Deku Theater. Now that I have said it vocally, hopefully I can actually remember. But first, I need to deal with this Skulltula. And I guess while I'm here, I'll go to Death Mountain, and then that will I'll hopefully be able to do that without forgetting to go to the Deku Theater. It's okay, as long as I keep saying it. Well, they keep mentioning the Deku Theater, I'll get it. And draining the well. Go round, go round, go round. What? It's going way too fast! Okay. I'll come back to that after I do the Deku Theater. I can take a shortcut to the Deku Theater by going up Death Mountain. And in so doing, I can hit Dodongo's Cavern, where there's another Skulltula, another soft soil. And this one is kind of important for me to put a thing in. Generally. Perhaps not, since I have the bunny hood speed hacks. But in vanilla, it would be very important for me to put the seed in there, which I didn't do. Which was the main reason I came this way, was to put the seed here. So let me do that. Okay. Now we'll take a shortcut through Goron City that will let us get to the Deku Theater. But also, because we have Song of Storms, we can go into this grotto. Whee! Nothing here. Nothing of importance. It's 200 rupees. Don't you feel wonderful for no freaking... For getting something that was completely useless, basically. Now, is this thing... Whoa, okay. That might be Adult Link, where there's a Goldchilla up there. Okay. I went to the wrong place. Into the Lost Woods. Seriously, where's the hole? Hate this so much. The butterflies spawn where the hole is. Except that it's freaking nigh impossible to freaking find the hole afterwards. There it is. If I remember right, it's this one? No? No reaction. This anything? It's like it's trying to, but it can't. Which is weird. Oh, I have to stand here a moment. Got it. All my young Deku Scrub brothers say, you have a horrible face. But don't worry, we will reward you with many Deku Nuts. Of course, we will also enable you to carry more of them. Abracadabra! Alakazam! Yay, more Deku Nuts. Okay. Now, does it reset and I just stand here again? Is it not this mask? Is it a different one? Does it not reset? Do I have to step out and back in? Yeah, I have to step out and back in. Whoops. Wrong mask. Nope. I have to reset it again. I figured. Do. Is this good? Is this supposed to happen? All the young Deku Scrub brothers agree. You look exactly like our sacred forest totem. It's an offering from us. Please accept these Deku sticks. Also enhance your carrying skills. Abracadabra, alakazam! Yay! Okay, those are the mask things. So that's the things that you can do, but you can only do them as a child. And once you become an adult for the first time, they become completely inaccessible. As annoying as that is. Okay. So let's head back to Kakariko now. Because now we can go to the bottom of the well. Boom. Sorry, I was looking at my phone over something there. So it's kind of just also letting it wander. Okay. I had to stop and think what I was doing. Even though I had said it, I sidetracked myself and I forgot. So, bottom of the well. Gosh darn it. He is technically big enough. Key. Although I have to do this place legitimately for once. That's gonna be rough. Because I've got to remember where the frick everything is, basically. Hey! Didn't unequip my bunny hood. Even though I moved it off of my C buttons. Granted, that means that I can't actually unequip it now. But it's fine. Okay. I knew it. That's a game series that freaking Activision will never bring back. Heavy Gear. Heavy Gear 2 I played a lot as a kid. I don't think I ever played the first one. But I really loved the second Heavy Gear. Yeah, not being able to unequip the bunny hood because of it not being on the C button is a little rough, but it's alright. Oop. Hang on. Where'd that take me? Oh yeah. That's where I want to be. Cool. Map or compass? Compass. That's fine. That helps still. Yeah. I knew there was a secret wall here somewhere. Another small key. Ow. Rude. But Heavy Gear was a, like, big robot slash mech game. Oh look, bomb juice. Like, you piloted a giant mech. Called a Heavy Gear, believe it or not. You know, hence the name of the game and all. And your character was a person that worked in the military, on a planet called Terra Nova. And basically the general idea was that Terra Nova had been, you know, it had like colonists and things like that from, you know, Earth. And now they were big enough to, you know, run their own government and their planet and stuff themselves. And so they're like, well, we want to, you know, be independent from Earth. And of course, as you might guess, Earth was like, nah. As is the case in pretty much every story. And so the Terra Novans were like, well, you know, too bad. Freaking screw you. Without the Lens of Truth, I don't have an easy way to defeat this guy, but I have to defeat this guy to get the Lens of Truth. So, I just kind of have to let the false Hydra grab me. If you've ever heard of the false Hydra creature, he was based off of a picture of this guy. Basically, somebody just like took this guy and like added a bunch of extra heads on. And so essentially this is, you know, a one-headed false Hydra. The difference, of course, being that, you know, he has hands instead of multiple heads. And, well, he doesn't sing. With, of course, the whole him singing thing being the really, like, nasty, creepy part about the false Hydra. There you go, kitty cat. When the false Hydra sings, he makes you forget that he exists. So much so that if he interacts with something, it will erase your memory of that something. So like, if somebody gets eaten by the false Hydra, you just forget that that person ever existed. Like, completely. I think memory manipulation horror is one of my, like, favorite horror traits. Because, like, what it is that it begs the question of, like, who are you without your memories? You know? Like, humans have always defined themselves by, you know, this idea of, like, the soul. And, like, you know, that your soul contains your memories and, you know, your personality and stuff. But, like, actually all of that stuff is stored in your brain. And, like, what if you just forget, you know? What if something makes you forget everything? Watch for the shadow of monsters that hang from the ceiling. Okay. I need another key. Boy, I wish I had a map. Oh, you know what? I think the map is down here now that I think about it. I think it's through here. This is the one part of the dungeon, of this, like, floor of the dungeon that you want to go to. Ba-da-da-da. That's when you realize this floor looks like a giant hand reaching out to try to grab you. Oh God. It's a four-fingered hand, yes, but it's still a hand. Okay. Now that I have the map. There and there. And how doth one get to these locations? Ah, yes. Right. I always forget this. Because it looks like a dead end when you look, but there's actually a divot. And this leads into the crypt. And the crypt is where you can find a small key. In one of these coffins. Normally it would be playing cutscenes for each of these. But it's skipping through them because of the settings. It's fine. I'm not too worried about it. It does make things a little easier on my part, in fairness. Anyway, there's a key right in this coffin. Ba-da-da-da! And that's the key that we needed. I mean, not like we technically have done everything here that we need to do. Like this other room that I need the key for is technically optional. We're good. I totally had the hover boots there. Five rupees. I need to remember where the other magic meter is. Oh no, your shield is gone. I mean, my shield wouldn't have been gone if the game freaking didn't push me into the monster while I'm swinging my sword. You got your Deku shield back. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There we go. Bottom of the well is actually done now. Technically, that was the only thing we hadn't done. Boy, those hover boots really come in handy, huh? Alright. We are done with the bottom of the well. We have the lens of truth. So we can get on out of here. I know double magic is locked behind a fairy, and I'm trying to remember where said fairy is. I know double health is outside of Ganondorf's place. First magic meter we got at the top of Death Mountain. Neighbor's Love, I know, is in the Gerudo Desert. We got both Din's Fire, which is outside of the castle, and Ferora's Wind, which is outside of Jabu Jabu. So where is the last Great Fairy? I don't think it has anything to do with Zora's domain. No, because that's what we've got for Roar's Wind. Kokiri Forest, I don't think has a fairy. Got the one on Death Mountain. The Gerudo one is in the Wasteland. There's two here. So where the gosh darn frickety frack is the last one? It's on Death, the last one's on Death Mountain. I need the Megaton hammer for it. That's right. Okay. So there's two on Death Mountain. Interesting. I forgot about that. Okay, okay. That's fine. So I can't get double magic until after the next dungeon. Is there anything else I need to do as child? I mean, I've still got two more soft soil. If I could remember where those are. But I'm not entirely sure. Oh, one of them would be in the Spirit Temple. So where's the last one? That's a really good question. Where the frick is the last one? I don't remember. But we have the lens of truth now. So I go here at night. Open the chest and surprise! Find a key inside, you'll be able to advance. Left to right, try your luck. Then repeat the play. Key? Found a door key! Top one. Nope. I would have failed. Top one. Nope. Top one. Yeah! I just want to see if I can guess it first. Bottom one. No. I've like gotten all of them wrong. Pizza part. Winner! Okay. Anything else that I can do during the night? Hello, Evie. I don't think... Like, I think that was literally the last thing I could do as kid right now. So, I guess with that, we'll go back to the adult era. Give it to me. It would not let me click on the freaking... Well, I say click on, but... Okay. Sorry, I needed to check something, so I did a quick pause. FF14 Reddit community has been hounding me all day. I think technically it started yesterday, but the FF14 community, the Reddit community that frequents the FF14 section, because they're not the FF14 community, has been absolutely hounding me lately, all day, because there was a post that said, what sprout mistakes what sprout mistakes have you made that you're ashamed of? And one of the replies to that was, not using raid buffs, the freaking 120-second abilities, things like that, your burst, basically. And I responded with, that's not a sprout mistake. That's just how some people play. Because the person wasn't responding like, this is a thing I didn't do. This is just a sprout mistake that people do a lot. Can't we get a little, what tarnation? Can't we get a little shut-eye around here? Did you save Balin? Thanks. I'm going back to the ranch then. Yeehaw! But they were clearly pointing out, like, like, if you're doing this, then, screw you and you're terrible, kind of. It was that kind of like a response. So I'm like, no, that's just how some people play. Freaking, I don't even bother with any of that stuff because freaking, like, it, a lot of the classes, like, you have so many buttons, Did I just make my Kuko happy, okay? Oh, whoops. Right, I have to show it to you. Kuko looks pretty happy. He must have awakened an extremely lazy guy. You're a good Kuko keeper. I'll give you a rare, valuable Kuko if you're interested. His name is Kojiro, and he used to be my brother's Kuko. His blue body is quite charming. It's so cute. Since my brother is gone, it's strange, but Kojiro has stopped growing. Do I keep Kojiro? And, like, there are just some classes that have, like, 30 buttons. And, like, I can... Yeah, and I've mentioned this especially in the Shadowbringers, like, videos. Like, Yeah, I can reach over between buttons 1 through 5. You know, I've got buttons 1 through 5, I've got control through 5, I've got shift through 5. But, like, I don't have a good way of reaching, you know, 6, 7, 8, etc. And even less so when you start adding in, like, you know, control and shift, right? Like, that makes hitting those buttons even harder. And so, like, I put, you know, the main 15 buttons, essentially, on the buttons I can reach. You know, your most important rotation part, essentially. And then I usually have the other buttons elsewhere. And if I have the ability to hit them, I will. But generally, like, I just don't worry about it, you know? And one person has been like, oh my gosh, you know, you are, like, they're like, you're not playing right. You know? They're like, no, like, I'm sorry, but you need to do that. Like, screw you. Like, I can't believe that you would, like, ruin everybody's play, everybody else's experiences just because. And I'm like, okay, first off, no. Like, you literally can't say that because that's against Final Fantasy XIV TOS. Like, that, straight up. Like, no, you can't tell me that I'm not playing right. Because that is compelling a play style, and that is straight up against the rules. So no, you're not allowed to say that. Like, period. Second off, like, I use all of my abilities. I'm just not hitting freaking the additional, like, you know, like, Dragoon, for example, has something called Lance Charge, I want to say, that gives you a, like, 10% damage boost for 20 seconds. Kojiro, why? Normally only a nice guy like me can tame you. Which means you must be an ice girl. You must be. Please, Miss Ice Gal, please. Never this stuff to the old hag of the potion shop in Kakariko Village. So disappear if you take too long, so you gotta hurry. You got an odd mushroom. A fresh mushroom like this is sure to spoil quickly. Take it to the Kakariko Potion Shop. Fast. But so I'm like, well, no. Like, first off, you literally can't say that. Because that is against the rules. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't care what you think, but, like, that is against the rules. Like, everybody can play how they want to play. Like, it doesn't matter. You know? Like, it's not a big deal. You know? But then, like, I go in and explain, like, my situation where, like, you know, I have legitimate problems. Oh my god, get off the horse. You know? It's okay. I can skip forward in time, and somehow that doesn't affect the timer. Because that makes sense. But anyway, so, like, you know, I sit there and explain all of that, right? And then I'm like, look, you know, something that you all need to understand is that those of you who are good at the game are good at the game. You know? What a mysterious smell. You must have something. That bum, he had to go into the forest. I see. Hey, give it to me now. You see that fool? Give this to him. It is the strongest medicine I have ever produced. However, this potion will not work on a monster. You got the odd potion. They say that there is no medicine that can cure a fool. I guess that's true. Ultimate potion, 100 rupees. I see. Change your mind, come back and visit me. That's the thing in the randomizer after you've given her the potion. After you've given her the mushroom, then it will unlock a slot for her to sell something, and whatever it is can be randomized. And it does not look like it is anything like overly special. It's probably like blue potion or something like that. Actually, it might be. Like, that might be the 4th bottle? No. I don't know, actually. I'm suddenly realizing that I don't actually know where the 4th bottle is in this game. I don't know. That's kind of funny. I actually don't know. I guess I should probably look that up. And here I thought I knew everything about Ocarina of Time. Hi, Fado. You creepy little Kokiri. That guy isn't here anymore. Anybody who comes into the forest will be lost. Everyone will become a Stalfos. Everybody's Stalfos. So, he's not here anymore. Well, I have his potion. It's the same dialogue. Only his saw is left. Hee. A mess is made of forest mushrooms. Give it back. You returned the potion and got the poacher saw. The young punk guy must have left this behind. Are you going to be too? Hee. You are a creepy little lady there, Fado. Bye. That's one of like 3 lines of dialogue that she has in the entire game. And I didn't interact with her prior, so. But that is like the last time she, like, really even appears in the game at all. I'm thinking, like, the Big Poe thing, right? Isn't, like, is that a bottle or is it a heart piece? You don't have an empty bottle. This is fine. I really don't care. Didn't think I had an empty bottle, but I figured I'd check anyway. Actually, let's go this way real quick. Like, I could have waited, but I think when I come here next, I think when I come here for the trade sequence, I think both coming here and leaving, both have timers on them. So it would be best to just come here and do it now, so that I don't have to deal with the timer. Yeah, come up here, grab the piece of heart that's up there. And I don't think there's any Skulltulas I can currently reach. There are a couple of Skulltulas here as adult, but I don't believe I can currently reach them. So but yeah, anyway, so like I was basically telling the guy, like, look, you know, I get that you have the skill and the ability to do these things, you know, great for you, but I don't, and that's just it. Like, I don't have that ability, you know. So, like, I'm sorry to say, but you're just, like, it really, it doesn't matter, you know? Like, all I do is run casual content. I don't do extremes or savage or, you know, anything where there is any amount of, like, heavy requirement to, like, you know, take enemies down super fast, you know? And, like, beyond that, you've also got 3 other people using their, like, boost skills to begin with, usually. So, like, one person not applying an extra, like, 2% buff does not do that much, you know? Like, if we're killing a boss in, you know, 2 minutes, me adding, you know, already, without me applying a buff, me applying a buff is going to kill the boss in, like, 3 less seconds. It doesn't matter. You know? Yes, when you're playing those fights that have time limits, it can matter, depending on how close to the time limit you get. Now, if it's a 7-minute timer, and without those buff skills, you're defeating the boss in 6 minutes, then you're not really benefiting much from using them, even in that case. That saw, it's mine! But I thought I left that saw with my old lady. Oh well. I have a Goron tool broke, so I was going to Goron City to get it repaired. You're coming here with great timing. Will you give me my saw? Sure. Good kid, thanks. Sorry that I can't give you something as good in return, but take this anyway. Traded the poacher's sword for a broken Goron sword. I'm just like, I understand, you know, that, you know, in the you know, extremes and savages. Like, time is important. In casual content, you're saving yourself a few seconds. And like in the like content where you're not saving just a few seconds, like if your team is just that really freaking good, like I'm sorry to say, but your team is already that freaking good. Like, it's not as big of a problem as people make it out to be. The amount of times I have gone into a dungeon and we have freaking like steamrolled the dungeon without me using those buff skills. It's like, nah, I'm sorry. Like, 90% of the time you're not going to even be able to notice that I'm not using the buff skills. You know, you're going to be like, oh, you know, our damage is a little bit lower than normal. Okay. Like, that's the best that you're going to get out of it. Like, that's the most that you're going to have happen. You know? It's not a big deal. What does that even do for me? I'm trying to... like, maybe that is how you're... Yeah, I think that goes over there. Is that it? Does it not actually benefit you in any other way? This stuff requires a long shot to, like, get over to that. And that requires, I think, the silver gauntlets. Both of which I do not currently have, so there's no point. Like, most of the time when I play, like, nobody is, you know, freaking out like, you're not using Embolden. You know, like when I'm playing like Red Mage, for example. Nobody's like, you're not using Embolden. You need to use Embolden. Like, nobody does that. Because nobody notices or even cares. Because half the time we're steamrolling through the freaking dungeon. If we're going slow, really at all, it's because usually other DPS are also low on damage in some way. Now, maybe they're the ones that aren't using their buff skills as well. Maybe. But usually it's a gear thing. Like... Oh, and on that note, I still laugh at black mages. Because it has become the current meta to transpose between, like, fire and ice phases instead of just using the ability that transitions you between fire and ice stages. And I laugh about it because, first off, transpose triggers your cooldown, the global cooldown. At least I'm fairly certain it does, because I definitely seem to recall that being a thing. I could be wrong. But like that they will transpose from like fire phase to blizzard phase to ice phase. And then after they have transposed to the ice phase, they will then swift cast and then cast Blizzard 3 so that they can get the Umbral, the 3 Umbral, like, ice thing. And they do that because you will get a whopping 5,000 more damage. Which, I say whopping, but at level 100, it basically is nothing. Like, your skills deal freaking 50,000 damage already. And this allows them to not deal, you know, it allows them to go from dealing like 40,000 damage to like 50,000 damage. The broken knife is sorely my work. I really want to repair it, but because of yesterday's eruption, my eyes are irritated. There are fine eye drops in Zora's domain. You'll find them if you go to see King Zora. Please go get the eye drops. Alright. I have to go to freaking Zora's domain for this. That could be difficult. I mean, I can get to Zora's domain. Just wondering, can I get through the ice cavern? Like, probably, right? I probably can. I don't think there's anything in Ice Cavern that I need the Megaton Hammer for, right? That would be the only thing that I would need. You know, I would need the Megaton Hammer. But I don't think there's anything in Ice Cavern that, like, requires the Megaton Hammer. I guess we'll find out. Sorry, Epona, but I literally cannot take you with me. But anyway, like, it's so dumb, you know? Like, they're like fighting me over the fact that, like, you know, I can't use all of the skills because some of them are down in, you know, freaking 7 and up buttons. And my brain does not work with, like, alternate keybinds. I've tried this. Like, I have legitimately tried to just, like, change the keybinds to, like, you know, the letters and stuff. But it doesn't work that way for me. And I'm like, look, I get it. You have a higher skill cap than I do. You are able to do things that I cannot do. I understand that when you are super skilled at something, it can be really hard to understand that some people are not as skilled. as you. I was like, you know, a good example is like, I write. To me, when somebody's like, how do you write? I'm just like, you write. It's not hard. You come up with an idea and then you just start writing. But people who don't have the skill of writing literally can't do that. They can't just sit down and write. And I'm like, you know, I understand 100% that when you are skilled at something, it is difficult to be able to understand that someone is not as skilled. You know? That someone can't do the same thing. Because to you, it's easy. And it makes no sense that it's not, because it's so easy. But the fact of the matter is that just means that you are skilled. That doesn't mean that the thing is actually easy to do. And so they're like they're like fighting me and like complaining. Like, it's easy to do. You just refuse. I'm like, you can keep saying it all you want. Doesn't make it true. You know? Like, I feel ya. I understand. When you're skilled at something, it can be hard to understand why something is difficult for somebody. Because it's easy for you. But that just means that you are skilled at that. For some of us who have, like, you know, physical impairments, you know, that's not the case. And we need to, like, start realizing this. Like, we need to start realizing that, like, being good at something isn't the base. It means you're good at something. Like, the base is you're not good at something. You know? Is there another rupee somewhere? Oh, no, the door opened. I just didn't hear the do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. I'm sure it played it, I just didn't hear it. But, like, as a race, we have become, but we have decided that, like, having ability is just something that everybody has. And therefore, if you don't have ability, you are clearly impaired in some way. And you just need to get good. Blue fire, it doesn't seem natural. Maybe you can use it for something? I mean, I might as well just freaking go through the dungeon. Problem is, I don't need to use the fairy right now. But I also really don't want to have only one bottle. I guess I'll just use a freaking fairy. It's fine. I'll get one back at some point. Like, I'll get the fairy back at some point. But that's like why, like, disabled people are generally looked down on, because they don't qualify under base, you know? I think it's that one. I think this has a blue fire on the other side, if I'm remembering right. Like, I think this gives direct access to an easy blue fire. Nope, it's the other way. I was reading the map wrong, but it's fine. Like, it's assumed that everybody can tell time. So therefore, if you can't tell time, then therefore something's just wrong with you. But like, yes, the fact that I can't tell time is very likely an ADHD thing. It could also be a dyscalculia thing, which I have. It could be a mix of the things. But regardless, the fact of the matter is that not everybody can tell time. And we need to stop being like, hey, you know, you can do, you know, everybody can do this thing, so it doesn't matter if you can't, you still can. You know? Like, when I worked fast food for a while, the biggest, like, complaint that my managers would have with me was like, they would put me on a register and I would have problems because I have trouble with social things. I'm perfectly capable of, you know, cleaning. In fact, I'm generally pretty good at it and work pretty hard at making sure that the thing that needs cleaning is clean. You know? I do okay with, you know, keeping up with like food content, you know. You generally won't find yourself running out of meat or chicken or buns or, you know, whatever, because I'm on that. Because I'm really good at being able to look at a thing and go, oh hey, I'm running low on that, let me get more. What I'm not good at is being the person that is at the front that gets yelled at for things that are not even my fault and that I have no control over. You know? I have dyscalculia, so counting money is really difficult for me. And so I go kind of slow on that. And if you try to push me to go faster, I will screw it up every time. But none of that matters because the base is you can do everything. And there should be no reason you can't do something. And it's like, that's not how the world works. Like, I'm sorry to freaking, you know, burst your bubble, but that's not how the world works. Like, there are things that people cannot do. You figure out what they can do, you put them in the spots that they're good at, and everybody flourishes. When you assume everybody can do everything, you get people who are incompetent, you get people who are bad at things, and you get a lot of frustration and strife. That's unnecessary. When somebody says, I can't do that thing, you say, okay, what can you do? You don't complain and tell them they can't. You can do this. Everybody can do this. It's impossible that you can't do this. Whoops. You know, you don't do that. Because that's not how the world works. Like, I'm sorry, but that's legitimately not how the world works. But again, you know, to taking it back again to FF14, like, this is why I don't do the extremes. This is why I don't do the savages. I know what I can do and what I can't do. And so I avoid the things that I know I can't do. And everybody is better for it. Like, I still remember when I was trying to unlock Mentor Roulette back at the beginning of Dawn Trail, because I was enjoying Cider Spider's Mentor Roulette videos. And I was like, I could do that too. That'd be fun. You know, I could do Mentor Roulette videos. I did do 5 of them. I never edited them. Because the problem is that I did 5 Mentor Roulette videos. The way that I did the videos was entirely like built around the fact that I was going to do editing. I then did not do any editing. You got iron boots. So heavy you can't run, so heavy you can't float. We meet again, Miku. Strange that you're here and not at the fire temple, but if you came here to meet the Zoras, you wasted your time. This is all there is. With one exception, the Zoras are now sealed under this thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. The ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes, people move. Like a river's flow, it never ends. Childish mind will turn to noble ambition. Young love will become deep affection. The clear water's surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. The Twilight Princess version of this is so good. Learn the Serenade of Water. Miku, I'll see you again. Poof! I mean, obviously she's gonna yell poof before she disappears. You know? Like, you've gotta yell poof before you disappear. Also, I love these boots. I like that they're like full on, like everything from the legs down changes, you know? You get the you get these like striped socks. You get the boots, and then they've got these like big metal like parts on the bottom. It's cool. Anyway, I need to actually go get a thing of blue fire now. Which luckily I can just go this way and get one. Super simple, easy. No, this all goes back to the thing I was saying before. In another episode of something. Like, you can't claim everybody can do whatever and then also sit there and claim that the stuff from that, you know, whatever is a status symbol that shows like you're better than other people, you know? If that's the case, then there should be absolutely no like status symbol involved in it. If you can go do Savage content, and in doing that, and if everybody should be able to do Savage content and get the mount at the end of, you know, the Savage raid, then getting the mount at the end of the Savage raid is not a status symbol. Because it's now not a status symbol, it no longer makes sense that it's locked behind something that is only doable by 10% of people. And as such, it makes no sense to either call it a status symbol or be upset when people who can't do that content want to still have the chance to get the items. Oh, I've come back to life. Was it you who saved me? Don't be nervous. Looks like you have a hard time breathing underwater. As expression of my gratitude, I grant you this tunic. With this, you won't choke underwater. Yay, we got the Zora tunic. Which, apparently, they didn't give Hatsune Miku any different outfits. Which is a little disappointing, if I can be completely honest. I think that would have been really cool. Like, each tunic is a different outfit for Miku, you know? Because, like, yeah, this is her base outfit, but, like, I know she has, like, 100 other outfits. You know? Like, you could have, you know, we could have had some of her, like, other outfits. And even then, like, a simple recolor would still have been nice. Because, like, oh, look, now I can see, you know, I've got freaking, black, you know, Miku in a black outfit. I was trying to think of another way to say that than black Miku. I'm like, I don't mean, like, skin color, you know? Like, freaking, I'm not, you know, not black Miku, but just Miku wearing black, you know? Black, gold, red, blue, you know? Throw her into her, what was it? What was it? The Pokemon ones. Like, they have like a fire and like a water Miku, you know? Like, give her those outfits or something, you know? Or just give her a red and blue outfit, you know? Like, it would still just be nice to have, like, different Miku. When I have a different tunic on. Partially because I, might forget that I'm not wearing a specific tunic. When I should be, Like, it would just be nice. But it's alright. The important thing is we have Zora's tunic. Alright, we did all this for the prescription. Okay. We'll do that in the next episode then. Because as soon as I turn this in, it'll start a timer. And so, like, I would prefer to wait until the next episode to start that timer, so. With that said, I do hope you've all enjoyed. Oh, cool. You can, assign tunics, even. Cool. I do hope you've all enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. Check the playlist down below. Well, check the playlist so that you can see any of the other episodes of the series. You can come on out to twitch.tv/SereneInc, where normally I stream live. I'm not right now, just due to moving, so I'm just doing a bunch of pre-records. But you can find me there and watch live, when I return. And with that, I'll see you all next time. See you later.